Audio-based content.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Audio-Based Content, an improv comedy podcast. I am your host, Aarons V. Felder. On this show, friends come over and do long-form improv scenes with me. We base our scenes on a chosen audio format. On this episode, I am joined by Clark Davis as he helps an old man write his memoirs.
Thanks for meeting with me, Commander Tokens.
Yes, of course.
I understand you want to write your memoirs, your book of your adventures throughout space.
Yes, I was in space for quite some time.
You're known throughout the galaxy as a conqueror, as a victor.
That's horseshit. That's just the media spin. The galactic media spin.
Well, as an impartial ghostwriter of your book, I'm fine with writing any story that you would like to tell. Do you view yourself as a villain?
Of course not.
Interesting.
I don't view myself as a hero, mind you, but not a villain.
Okay, so sort of a hobo of space then.
I wouldn't say a hobo. Is that what there is in your mind? There's villains, heroes, and hobos?
They're sort of the middle ground. They take no sides when it comes to ultimate morality.
If you think hobos don't take sides, then you have not experienced the hobos of the Sector H apocalypse.
You've been to H-pocalypse?
Of course.
There's only been legends and old wives' tales of that sector. I didn't think there was any man that had ever gone to Sector H-pocalypse and come back to tell stories. You've got to give me more details.
I not only came back to tell stories, I purchased things in H-pocalypse that I brought back with me.
They have capitalism in H-pocalypse.
Yep, they got capitalism everywhere. There is no place in the galaxy, not one, where there's no capitalism. Even on the moon, there's capitalism.
Earth moon?
The Earth moon.
Wow. That is beyond. I thought the moon would be communist for sure.
No. Not even Mars, even though it's red.
That makes a lot of sense. So, tell me about your wife. Does she?
Ugh.
Sorry, this is a sore subject. We can start somewhere else for the book.
No, it's fine. You gotta mention it, I guess. Make it sound like I love her.
Okay, we can do that. We can put a positive spin.
I don't know. You're not gonna get much from me out of that, though. You're gonna.
Okay, well,
think of somebody you love, and then write it
Jerry
like
Springer.
that. You love Jerry Springer,
It's sort of a guilty pleasure of mine.
the mayor of Cincinnati.
I like to think of him as the mayor of daytime television, but
All
that's
right.
also true.
That's fine.
So I'm picturing your wife as Jerry Springer, but Mrs. Tokens, if you want to.
Okay, that's about If that's who you love, then write it as though my wife is Jerry Springer.
Okay. So tell me what was Mrs. Token like? I mean, when did you first
Ugh.
when did you first meet her? Like, was she on board with all the space travel and the slaying of entire alien races for the
Well,
purposes of capitalism?
we were starting out, and basically what happened was NASA, somebody from NASA and somebody from the CIA was like, we need to meet with you. And they met with me in a bunker. It's always a bunker with these people. They're never like, let's meet at a restaurant. Let's meet at the park. It's always a bunker. Most depressing atmosphere possible. Anyway.
And yet the most shielded from war,
Yeah.
which seems to be prevalent today.
Right.
Yeah.
And this was back in the 50s, mind you. You know,
Yeah.
people cared a lot about family, life, the American dream. They told me that they couldn't have some space hero adventurer famously going through space as a single man, as a bachelor. They said it would look bad.
So you finding Mrs. Token was just a giant PR stunt.
They found her.
Really? So
I didn't meet her. You don't meet a lot of women on asteroids.
I guess that would be true. At least not human women, anyway.
No. I mean, you meet things you can fornicate with, but I wouldn't call it women.
Or alive in most cases.
I mean, that's different people have their preferences, I suppose.
Yeah.
I prefer alive things.
That makes two of us. I before we go too far, Commander Tokens, I really, really love Jerry Springer, and it sounds to me that you didn't really care for Miss Token, so I don't know if this analogy is going to work.
Well, I don't want it to reflect my actual feelings toward her.
Okay, I see. Then perhaps we should maybe make the analogy that for somebody that I'm totally indifferent towards.
No, you don't understand. You keep thinking I want you to capture my true feelings toward my wife.
Well, what would you tell if not the truth in your
Make
your
it sound as though I love her. That's what I'm saying.
I can't fake a
She's
love for
gonna
Jerry
read
Springer.
this. I mean, she knows I don't love her, but her family's gonna read this.
It would be pretty depressing if you revealed in your memoirs at the end of your life that that's when you didn't love her. So I guess, out of respect for Mrs. Tokens, which she's moved on.
What do you mean?
Have you not kept up with her?
I haven't talked to her in quite some time, but I didn't think she was. What do you mean by she's moved on?
Oh, I mean,
She's a kept woman.
Yes, that's a good apt description. We don't need to talk about it. We can move on. I just thought you already knew. I didn't mean. We're focusing on.
Already
you
knew what?
Mrs. Tokens.
Yes.
Is now the president of Scorpion 5.
What?
And as you know, they're a very
Oh my God.
liberal planet.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they express themselves
They're
openly.
still capitalist.
Oh, you uncompromising capitalists. They're capable of having high bidders.
Yeah. What?
Everything has a price. And
Yeah.
every action, every commodity is worth something. And
Last time I was there, I bought a 1974 Chrysler.
and I take it that might have been Mrs. Token's first exposure to Scorpion 5.
Well, it was the last time I was there. I didn't say it was the first time I was there. But yeah.
Did you guys frequent Scorpion 5?
Well, she didn't usually come with me anywhere.
It's very interesting. So she must have taken a few trips of her own. You know, you don't get to be president of an entire planet from a few vacations with your husband, the daring commander of space.
Yeah, there was a couple of times that they made me take her with me. I guess she got used to it. You know what? Oh my God. I just realized something. The last time that NASA came up to me and they're like, you got to take your wife with you. You can't just be out on your own. That just looks just as bad, if not worse, than you being a bachelor. And having strange intercourse with random creatures that frankly, you don't know that they're alive, is what they said to me. And then they were like, you got to take her with you. So I took her with me, right?
I see.
And we went to
Scorpion 5?
yes, Scorpion 5, that's it.
Yeah.
I get them mixed up.
Yeah,
My
there's
computer
lots of-
these days just goes where I go, take me to the, the restaurant I like, and then it goes.
Right.
But
There's at least 10 planets named Scorpion, and 3 of them are Scorpion 5. It's a little redundant.
yeah, it makes it difficult to know which
Yeah.
one you're going to. And
It's
they
sort of a
don't even have
contextual-
like 5A, 5B.
No, they're all just Scorpion
They're all
5.
Scorpion 5.
Yeah.
We all know, though.
Yeah.
If someone's like going Scorpion 5, gonna get them rainbow goggles. You're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know which
I've been
one.
to 2 Scorpion 5s
Mm-hmm.
already. You know, it's when you translate all these planet names back into English,
true.
so there's a lot of overlap.
Right. So, took my wife there to
So it's
Scorpion 5.
This is before she's president.
Well, yeah, I didn't even know she was president. So this was, I mean, I don't know when she became president.
Yeah, that's news to you. I thought they had informed you.
No, I
Which,
didn't.
my apologies.
I guess I'm a first, what do they call that? First husband? First man?
They're a very liberal planet.
What does that mean?
It means you can be the first anything. They don't.
First anything.
Yeah, they don't assume gender.
Oh, so I'm just the first person.
Yeah. You're the first person of Scorpio Line 5.
Yeah, I'm a
It has
first.
a nice
I'm
ring
first
to
person.
it. You're a first person of Scorpio Line 5, yeah.
Yeah,
So congratulations.
Okay.
A title that you've just now realized
Yeah,
you have.
I wonder if there's benefits. But anyway.
That could be chapter 3.
Anyway, we went to Scorpio Line 5.
Okay.
And we were eating skoogdwals. I don't know if you've ever had those.
They're hard to find fresh, but
And on Scorpio Line 5, they have them real fresh. All the Scorpions have them.
Skoogals, yeah. They just
Yeah.
carry around sacks of
Well,
them.
they live there. That's where they grow and gestate and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So they harvest them once a year. They have the festival. Anyways, we're eating them, and you know you have to take all their organs out of their body before you eat it.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to get a gallbladder in there.
Right, because their gallbladder makes that poisonous enzyme. So
Yeah,
you have to
that's
take it out
Yeah.
before you eat them.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah, my freaking wife was.
Did she didn't eat.
No, she was just making a mess of them.
Oh no.
She wasn't, you know, you're supposed to make the slit, and then you pull out the organs, put them on the plate, eat the. It was a pile of mush. It was a pile of mush with organs sitting in it. It was disgusting, and then she wouldn't eat it. You know how much those are?
Well, if you go to nice places, they can.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
They're expensive. So.
In U.S. currency,
That's right.
it's at least $45 per skoogal.
So I got up and I left. I left the planet.
Without her, you left.
I
Mrs.
never
Tokens
even
on.
thought about it until now.
That is, and she has gone from not knowing the etiquette of eating skoogals to the president.
Yeah,
That is
and there was
fantastic.
no way that she paid that bill.
She must. Oh, this is all connecting. Because they're a capitalist society, so if she couldn't,
That's right.
if she couldn't pay money,
Maybe she washed dishes, or was a hostess.
that might be a better thing for you to believe.
What do you say?
I know the story of Miss Tokens as it's currently stated, and
Yeah,
they're a very hedonistic society.
you keep making allusions to what I can only imagine is economic policy.
Commander Token, I think it would be better for you to remain in the dark on President Tokens from here on out.
Listen, buddy.
I don't want to disgrace your ex-wife's honor.
Ex-wife's honor.
more than she has.
Ex-wife. She's my wife.
Oh God. I thought you guys had separated.
No.
Clearly a woman that would engage
I
in
would-
as much.
I told NASA and the
Activity.
CIA to let me know the minute I can leave this woman. They never told me I could leave her, so I stayed married to her. Now you're telling me she left me?
I don't
NASA
know.
and the CIA didn't say shit to me.
I don't know the legality of it, but there's no way that a married woman does what she does.
Now that I'm an old man, they just what? They don't care? They just forgot about me? They never let me out of this shame of a marriage?
Well, NASA closed down 20 years ago.
What?
I thought you would have known of all people. You were the poster child of NASA, or poster man.
Yeah, but I'm out in space, you know. I just get sent these crates from the robotic system. It's just, you know, I guess the infrastructure of those crates is still set up. It's still moving.
They send you crates of what?
Food and tools and fuel. Money.
They send you U.S. currency?
No, space currency.
Oh, like galactic credits.
Galactic credits. Accepted by any, system that's within the Galactic Federation.
I know what galactic credits are.
Right, of course.
This is all going to make a massively interesting preamble to the book. We've got sort of a mystery, a sort of a.
What's the mystery?
The mystery is how you have managed to stay employed by a company that has been closed for 20 years that still sends you crates
Well, it's
of resources.
robots do it. You ever been to one of those warehouses?
Yeah, but robots need to be maintained and energized.
They have
somehow.
robots to maintain them. It's all solar powered.
Who maintain? Okay. What if you're in a galaxy without a sun?
Well, not. Those are from Earth.
Okay.
Earth has a sun.
So they shut down NASA and didn't turn off the robots,
Apparently not.
and these robots are able to find.
I mean,
money and food.
I haven't been back to Earth in 50 years.
Yeah, it was just a 5-year journey for me to get here to write your book,
know.
which I appreciate you paying
Well,
the
I
first class on
appreciate
that.
you coming out here.
Yeah, my wife was pretty upset,
Yeah, I imagine.
but I told
You're
her,
gone for
"Babe,
quite some time.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out 10, 11
Yeah.
years max. I'll
What-
be back.
We're paying you handsomely.
Yes, no, I that's what I told her.
The publishing company said that they took care of it. Really, I didn't really have anything to do with it.
Well, you never leave this company. I say stick with this publishing company.
Yeah, I know. My agent takes care of all those things, and I don't
Well, as a freelance
make these
ghost
decisions.
author, this was the deal of a lifetime for me.
Yeah.
So
They showed me a picture of another ghostwriter first, but I didn't like the clothes they were wearing, so I said no, and then they hired you.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
What was the other ghostwriter wearing, and then what was I wearing that made you say yes to me?
I never saw your picture.
You just said yes to the next guy. I will not.
No, I just like, not that guy, and I walked out of the room. And then
So
here you are.
Is there any chance they still hired me? I was just wearing different clothes in that photograph.
He was wearing actually exactly what you're wearing right now.
Commander Tokens, I think there's a very strong chance that you said to not hire me to that publishing company, and they did anyway.
Were you wearing the same clothes in that picture?
Who's to say? That picture
I
was
guess.
taken
Well, I mean,
6
you
years
seem
ago.
fine.
If it was me, I'm very
You seem fine.
sorry if my garb offends you.
No, it was a black and white photo, and I assumed that shirt was a different color than it actually is.
It was probably of a range of colors that you just.
I
Find
thought it was a
abhorrent.
purple shirt, but it's not. I can see now here today that it's green.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got that sorted out.
Yeah.
I would hate to write a book for a man that hated my sense of fashion.
You know.
Commander Tokens, I have to say, I'm kind of an admirer of yours from way back. Ever since I was a boy, I fantasized about traveling space and discovering
Traveling space.
and discovering
And
new planets
I
and
gotta tell
species.
you, it's boring.
Oh no.
It's boring. It's a grind.
Well, I know space is mostly unoccupied
Yeah.
space, but like
You have to drug yourself to be unconscious for weeks at a time in order to not go insane.
well, that explains your old age, that your unnatural old age.
What do you mean?
Well, you're 250. I thought that might be
Yeah.
because of the extended periods of sedatives and
Well, and
stasis that you're
time,
in.
it works differently when you get out in space in different solar systems, and depending on your distance from a base planet and magnetic fields, it all affects the way time operates. So,
Well, very few people live to be as old as you, and might I say, in pretty good shape, for your age.
Yeah, well, you go to other planets, they got their own stuff going on. Like, there's the planet Fieldor, where they do nothing but medical testing. You can go there and get any kind of crazy thing done to your body.
Did you ever get something crazy done to your body?
Absolutely.
Do you mind if I ask?
Almost everything from the neck down has been replaced.
Wow. So you're more robot or is it biological replacements?
I don't even ask.
You've never looked below your neck since you've had these,
I look.
and it's indistinguishable, and there's no like bolts
Well,
or
I'm no
zaps
expert. Sometimes there's things that look like wires, maybe, but what do I know? That could be a vein.
Could I? This is purely for chapter 2, but
Uh-huh.
would you mind taking your clothes off?
Excuse me, sir.
I don't mean to be offensive, but if you have replaced everything from the neck down, and you don't know what it is, perhaps I could
That is,
tell you what's what.
This is a professional.
You're right. I'm sorry. Maybe just the shirt then.
Sir.
Commander Tokens, this is a scientific endeavor.
I'm a distinguished person.
Of course.
You're writing a book about my life.
And I admire you greatly.
There's no need to look at my naked body.
Technically, it's not your naked body if you've had it all
It's
replaced.
mine. Oh, really? Is that watch your watch?
I've purchased it.
Is it yours? Listen, we're capitalists. I
To the
own
day I
these
die.
things. I paid for them. Therefore, they are mine. Yes, it is my body. I paid for it. My body is arguably more my body than yours is yours. I paid for mine. Did you pay for your body?
No, but
No, it was no.
I
it's
had
not
it as long
yours.
as I've been alive. Like
Who did pay for it? Probably your parents. It's their body. My body's mine. I paid for it.
I never knew my parents.
Yes, well, that's very sad. We can hear about it when you hire a ghostwriter to write your memoir.
You see, I was born on Earth. One of the last few that...
I was born on Earth.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You're going to put it in your book?
I thought we might kind of depart a little while and a few chapters could be about me. I am a ghostwriter.
A few chapters are going to be about you in the book about my life.
Do you have a problem with that?
I do have a problem with that. What is this, Norm Macdonald's book where he did that exact same concept? I don't think so.
Norm Macdonald has been dead for a very long time. I don't...
I remember him.
Well, you're 250 years old. I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your favorite SNL cast?
No.
Your favorite SNL cast did not contain Norm Macdonald.
No.
Well,
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, you say?
Yep. David Spade.
Have you watched any of the recent ones? It's going on its 300th year. Who's your favorite SNL cast member now? Do you watch TV much?
No, I don't really watch TV anymore.
Well, I mean, since they started letting alien races on 50 years ago, I feel like it's really widened their scope of comedic genius. So
It's definitely improved Survivor.
absolutely, that's more of a physical combat game than just staying alive. You know, some aliens produce the food that other people need to survive just by bodily excretion. So surviving ends up being more of a game of who can not get killed.
Yeah, I'm not really bothered.
But that show was on NBC.
Yeah, I remember when CBS shut down 200 years ago.
Yeah, that was the end of Survivor, and then NBC tried to pick up that demographic with who cannot get killed.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how NBC stuck around. Merging with Comcast was the best thing they ever did.
Right.
Now they own entire solar systems.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking about my childhood
Ugh.
and how my parents met on a strange planet, and they had to evacuate to Earth to have the child because...
Wait, they went back to Earth?
Yeah, yes, they...
I always forget whenever I meet people, that are younger. I always forget that they don't know a different time, a simpler time.
I only know what I've researched about you on the internet.
Yeah, they still got that internet there. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But now we just take it for granted that it's implanted in our brains. We don't even need devices for it. Like
Well,
when
and
you were a kid.
it's intergalactic.
Yeah, I mean,
World Wide Web is
free. Yeah, that's an archaic. That's like dial-up.
Yeah, I remember when that came around.
You remember when dial-up came around?
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. I guess that was right about when you were 11 or 12, huh?
Yep. Young.
Fascinating. I remember when I was 11 or 12, I had lived in a foster home with alien parents. I couldn't live with human parents on Earth. I was too poor. And they used to make me come up with stories to tell them. And if I didn't make them laugh and cry in the same story, I had to sleep outside. There were many cold nights. But it got my improv chops up to the point where I auditioned for SNL. But then if you weren't of an alien race, the odds were stacked against you.
I hear that griping. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, I'm very sorry. This book is about you, Commander Tokens, and
Yeah, that's right. Not about what the reanimated corpse of Lorne Michaels may or may not have done.
do you know his head is also the only part of him that was from the original body. I think he made a stop over to Fieldor and he got his body replaced.
Yes.
So, in that regard, you and Lorne Michaels have a lot in common. But in that regard only, I'm afraid.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, when they get to be my age,
Right. If you want to make it past 200,
you really
neck down,
need to-
redo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Neck down. The old neck down.
The old neck down procedure. That's right. Well, could you tell me? I know this is a controversial topic, but do you feel comfortable speaking about the events on Trilor?
Oh my God, Trilor.
Yes. You caught a lot of negative flack for that. Some people say that you did not need to obliterate all life on the planet in the defense of capitalism, but I for one side with you.
Look, they were gonna take in the middle of their planet. Okay, they have baranium.
Baranium?
Baranium.
Baranium. Oh,
Not
okay.
Baranium.
Yeah, that's
What am I making smoothies?
right.
No.
Baranium.
Baranium. You know the kind of warhead you can make with baranium? You know how far you can shoot your ship into a wormhole with baranium? You can tear open a hole in reality with baranium. If you concentrate it, smash it into another molecule of concentrated baranium, it will cause an explosion big enough to rip open the time-space continuum.
If the wrong hands were to fall on this
What?
big-
I don't care about that. You know how much it sells for? It is. You're talking about arguably the most profitable material in all of the galaxy. And they were just sitting there, just sitting on it, not even mining it.
Commander Tokens, do you mean to tell me you killed all of the men, women, children, and alien men, women, and children, and robotic men, women, and children of Trilor for money?
Look, I don't. Do I look like I know how to mine baranium? I don't. I was hired to do a job. I did a job.
But you were hired by NASA? This is
No. By a mining company.
Commander Tokens, are you a mercenary?
What?
A mercenary.
No, I work for the CIA.
You work for the CIA,
And
NASA.
NASA.
This is a lot to take in.
What do you mean? The CIA's been involved in those kind of shenanigans arguably since the dawn of the CIA.
Well, I knew there was all sorts of espionage and
I mean, if we do it in Guatemala over bananas, why the hell wouldn't we do it in outer space?
this is so much bigger. Have you no moral compass?
So much bigger. They're not even people.
Wow, that's
Do you know what they look like? These creatures. I mean, yeah, they were
Trilor.
peaceful and loving and knowledgeable, and they had like art and poetry, yada yada yada. But they were gross looking. They had 6 eyes. Each eye was a different size and located on a different place of their body. They were mucusy. And these big noses. And they kept all this stuff to themselves.
I haven't seen one in years because of you.
Yeah, they're gone.
I used to go to the zoo, and I would see a Trilornian, and they'd have little families. But they only
It's
have
a zoo.
Well, yeah. You said yourself they're not people, but they're very cute to some. To some that can see past the big noses and mucousy membranes. But now, you know where they are? You know where you can go see them now?
I imagine still a zoo if they got some and put them in a zoo.
No, they can't. They're a hive mind species. If you kill the majority of them, the rest just die out of broken hearts.
Wow.
Or the mucousy pulp that they have that is most akin to a human heart.
Did you know that I was kidnapped and lived in a zoo?
I didn't know that. I've done a lot of research on you
For 12 years.
I'm sorry. What was that planet?
Gelgazon.
Gelgazon. That's exclusively a torture planet.
Well, not in the zoo. Not for the. I mean, maybe if you get tortured, but it's not like everybody gets tortured. There's a ruling class, and they like to go to the zoo.
So you were kidnapped by the ruling class of Galgazon.
Well, I was kidnapped by, business people.
So you were kidnapped by some upstanding citizens of Galgazon.
Yes, I was acquired. And then put
Were
in
you
the zoo.
sold?
Well, I was acquired by, I guess you would say space pirates, and then sold to the zoo.
Okay. Did space pirates just jump on your ship, or did they find you?
They tricked me.
How?
Well, it was a dark time in my life. I was very lonely in outer space. And I like I said earlier, I enjoy having the sexual intercourse there with the living creatures.
On Scorpion 5.
Well, anywhere, really.
I recall, yes, you started Lonely Beginnings on asteroids fornicating with living or non-living entities.
No, well, I like to think they're alive. But sometimes it's dark.
Then I guess you acquired a taste for the purely alive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so
I like when things are warm. And I like when things are kind of mossy.
that's a great title for chapter 5. So I like when things are kind of mossy. I'm gonna write that. Do you mind if I use that?
Well, warm is part of it. Not just
But mossy really pops.
Yeah, but then they might think the dead things again.
I can put alive in parentheses at the end.
All right. Or and warm.
We'll fix it.
Something. Make sure they know it's warm.
I'll talk to my people.
I don't want people to judge me.
You don't want people to judge you. This book might be a bad idea then.
What do you mean?
I'll do my best, but
I can't think of anything that would be in this book that anyone would find objectionable. As long as
just from what I have here, fornicating with the dead.
I didn't fornicate with the dead.
Genocide of a planet for capitalism.
That was for a good cause.
For acquisition of money for you is what I had. That's
No,
what I wrote down.
doing your job.
change that. Okay, so what does a job give you?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you get for doing a job
Compensation?
in form of?
Usually, money, currency.
Okay. Well, that's what I had.
But that's not.
what I had written
that's
down
not. You do your job. Is it just for money, or is it to do a good job?
You know what? You have compensated me handsomely, or your publishing company has for this, but I did it also because I admire you. Admired.
Right. What do you mean?
Well, in light of this interview, there's a lot of things that have come up that, frankly, don't put you in a very good light, Commander Tokens.
The thing you seem most surprised. You already knew I wiped out a planet. The only thing you didn't know
I thought
is
it was
that
for a heroic reason.
held in a zoo.
They were just so cute.
What?
That was the only part of my childhood I remember fondly.
Didn't they object to being in a zoo? They were
I
very
would look
intelligent.
at the Trilornians and I would touch them and feel like love was embodied in a life form.
I can't believe that they allowed themselves to be in a zoo. When I was wiping them out one by one on the surface of their planet because they're so defenseless, they submitted so many pleas to me. They submitted these papers they wrote about how they've had complex thoughts and feelings and deserved autonomy and freedom. I burned them all. But
Won't you
I'm surprised
please,
they.
Mrs. Robinson,
What are you doing?
Heaven loves you more than you
Stop
will
that.
know.
Stop singing copywritten
Whoa,
material.
whoa, whoa. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
No, seriously,
Mrs.
stop.
Robert-
I can't hear. I hate hearing any song that is licensed by ASCAP or BMI or any other copywriting agency.
It's just
I
flowing to the
only-
montage of my memory of my childhood.
I
I can't
only
stop.
enjoy non-copywritten music. No, you do not seem to understand.
Jesus loves you more
All right,
than you.
look. Are you going to write this damn book, or are you going to sit here and serenade me?
Mom,
What more do you need to know?
Mama,
Oh my God, this
are you
guy's
coming back for me?
This guy's got the space madness.
Huh? You want me to write my stories?
Snap out of it!
Oh my God! Ow! Right in my lip.
Yeah. Yeah, I had nails in my hand. What of
Well,
it?
you had. There's one in my
Oh.
mouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that back.
Here you go.
There's a valuable out here in space.
Oh, man, you slapped the hell out of me.
Well, you were having some sort of psychotic episode.
Was I?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Do you like Simon and Garfunkel?
No. Like I said, I don't like any copywritten music. Can't stand it. I find it unlistenable.
Well, to each their own, I guess.
Every time I hear it at anything over 14 and a half seconds of it, and I just can't stand it, I'll just start screaming.
That's the last bit of information I needed for chapter 10 is your musical preferences.
All right.
So, I think I got.
Yeah, I'm going to go to sleep.
Well, I think that coincides well with me vacating the planet.
Okay, when are you going to be back?
Well, I got to swing by Scorpio Line 5 and visit your wife, but it's on the way.
What?
Oh, I'm on my way.
Am I just a chapter in a book about her?
Now boarding.
Is that what's going on?
I got to get back to Earth, Commander
Oh,
Tokens. It's been a
God
pleasure
damn it.
meeting you. Goodbye. I'll say hi
Yeah.
to your wife, and you should really check out Simon and Garfunkel.
No,
They're pretty good.
it's copywritten music. I'm not interested.
Okay, goodbye.
All right, bye. Thank you for listening to another episode of audio-based content. You can see my guest Clark Davis in various average-sized men productions. Check out his band, Black Tank, on Bandcamp. They got a lot of free stuff there, so you might as well check it out. You can see me every second and fourth Sunday in the Third Coast Lab, as well as August 8th in Soap Opera. August 15th, we're doing another live recording of audio-based content with special guests Heather Hole, Dan Farrell, and Dylan Davis. All these shows are at Third Coast Comedy Club in Nashville, Tennessee. You can see my art, buy my art, and buy t-shirts with my art on it at aaron-zvi-felder.com. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, rate, and review.